Hello to my Geminis. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it, Geminis. Let's see what's going on here. We got quite a few planets that are about to go retrograde. So I put all that information on my TikTok and also on my YouTube shorts. You want to go check it out? You want to check it out. Um, Mercury is about to go retrograde again in Leo. Um, Saturn is about to go retrograde July 13th. Neptune goes retrograde July 4th. Chiron goes retrograde July 30th. And of course, Pluto is already retrograde. Um, Mercury, which is your ruling planet, goes retrograde July 18th. It goes retrograde in Leo. So a lot of information is on TikTok and also YouTube Shorts if you want to go check it out and how to prepare for these retrogrades coming up. All right, let's get into it. Let's get right into it. But yeah, your ruling planet, Mercury, is about to go retrograde. So I am deserving of all the good in my life. Right. So talking to you, whoever Gemini is in your birth chart. So Gemini, in the last cycle, Source could have used a low vibrating Gemini to teach you a lesson, the dark side of what people see when they say Gemini. So you could be a high vibrating Gemini. You could be adaptable, witty, and curious. The Source may have had to use an inconsistent, superficial, or nervous Gemini to kind of show you the shadow side of like where you've come from. Like, okay, wow, you really put in the work, right? Come from that, right? So now Source may be showing you a um, tactless, restless, and irresponsible Sagittarius um, that you considered as family, but there's a Sagittarius in your family, whether it's your sun, moon, or rising, who is optimistic, freedom loving, and intellectual that you've spoken with that is going to help you to realize, oh, Source put you in the right family because you know exactly how to deal with low vibrating Sagittarius. So if it's a sun or moon, you know exactly how to deal with those energies. In other words, you won't be giving it any air whatsoever. When your back is against the wall, you're going to go right into prayer mode, tapping into prayer, just going to create and let them be alone with their thoughts because it's going to send that spell work right back. So if somebody is being tactless, restless, and irresponsible with you, Gemini, you're gonna know this now. You know where to use your how to use your sword. You pray to live a softer life that no longer excites you anymore. It's not funny. It's not fun to push people up against their back against the wall to make it seem like they're the ones that's depressed. So for you, you're looking at something now and it's like you're teaching people how to use their sword. Like just don't even say anything else to them. Just let them drown in their own whatever. Let them look in the mirror at themselves. That's what you're saying. Basically, that energy is trying to project something onto you because they don't want to do the mirror work. So that's going to be a no. So yeah, you're deserving of all the good in your life. Here we have the Eight of Pentacles here. You'd rather use your sword for other things, right? So now somebody is using their time, to make connections with energies who are creating multiple streams of income. So you're like, you don't want to be connected to energies who want to play that back people's back against the wall and claim that they're depressed because that's something that you can connect with. So when they're so depressed, they want to stay connected to them in the physical sense. Let's stay connected to their money, but let's not stay connected to their mental health, right? After people have poured out. So you're not giving any more energy to those types of spirits who like to bait people into things and then play games and then talk about them behind their back. So something about you is like you're detaching completely. So that's why I put cord cutting information up on my YouTube channel and the community page. Because when you're doing a complete cut, you're doing a physical and spiritual cutting of ties, right? You're grateful that something is behind you. Something is closed out. They're saying whoever you may have been dealing with may have thought that they got away with something because they've learned how to climb a ladder real fast, right? Yeah. By attaching themselves to other people's money, they may have thought like they were able to attach a ladder real fast. But Source is saying to you, now that something is closed out, um, you're having some kind of an awakening of how to tap into your gifts. Because it looks like in terms of love and in terms of money, You don't have to attach yourself to someone else's money. You really don't. This is you. You all are incredibly smart. You don't have to attach yourself because that keeps you energetically tied. 999. You're ending something with 3 energies. So you're thinking the past for your lesson. You're living it where it belongs, so that you can make the best of life that is still waiting to be fulfilled by only you. hmm Something has come full circle. So something has been fulfilled. 3 people did something behind your back. Either they talked about you behind your back, caused you to get depressed, about some kind of a picture or something that somehow they want to stay physically attached to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. In other words, they're making money off of you by saying, "Oh, they know you, they've had some kind of encounter with you, or something, whatever." After they baited you into something, right? They want to be able to say that they are somehow connected to you, but something has come full circle. Their karma has arrived. hmm And you didn't have to do anything. That's what I keep trying to tell people. You don't have to do anything for people's karma to arrive. Emotionally, you hit the jackpot. Like in terms of being tapped into source. Now that something is over, you don't have to now somebody's thinking like, when something is over, I need to detach energetically, spiritually, and I need to detach physically. So when something is over, I need to completely detach. I don't have to be there to be someone's judge, jury, and executioner. This is a judgment card. You don't have to try to bring judgment down on energies. Something is just very, very clear. Yeah, something is very clear. Like somebody's like, okay, I'm saying that energies didn't get away with anything, but neither did you. It works both ways, right? Here's the 6 of Wands here. Yeah, 6 of Wands. As soon as someone walked through a door, this is 5 and 6 is 11. That's where their karma started. That's where they started to experience their karma. Karma was delivered at that moment. As soon as they walked through a door, karma was delivered at that moment. So nobody, no matter where you go on the planet Earth, yeah, yeah, somebody's money and reputation has been lowered significantly, just so someone else could increase theirs, because that's a part of their legacy. But so it just goes on and on and on, right? The source is saying to you, um, something mirrored. This is how you're connected to karmics. You and someone are connected by being connected to energies who are inspired by people's like mental health, and talking about people behind their backs, right? So something has closed out, and we talk about the number 9. Yeah, emotionally, you feel like you jumped out of a treasure chest, not because you're inspired by celebrating someone else's karma, but something has come full circle for you as well. Like you've experienced some kind of karma, but nobody gets away with karma. So people are sitting around waiting on someone's this like somebody was literally sitting around waiting for somebody's karma like this. They literally sitting around waiting on somebody's karma. That's a waste of time. A complete waste of time. Yeah, so this is talking about 7th house. Somebody either you were married to and somebody else is married to, somebody you were either in a relationship with and some kind of a partnership with, some kind of business contract with, inner desires, enemies. These 2 energies here, these 2 money hungry karmics connected you and someone else. Some people like to stay connected. They don't want to be connected to anything that makes them look like they're depressed or cause them depression. They don't want to cut that tie, but they want to stay connected to the money. The source is trying to teach you anybody can be baited into anything. Anybody could fall for some kind of bait and be put in the spotlight, but not in the way that they want to be put in the spotlight. So that's not something that yeah, somebody was trying to make you jealous of some energies, but source is like, Yeah, you got all the information that you need. What kind of that's why some people stay to themselves. That's why some people stay to themselves because they get tired of people constantly trying to make them look like a fool, constantly for money. They create something just to stay attached to their money. So that's why some people walk alone. That's why some people are alone. They're a lone wolf by themselves. They stay, yeah, they just work hard, mind their business. They follow the instructions or whatever, and they just mind their business. So you've invested. Looks like you've invested a lot of time in something. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Somebody you and somebody have somebody in common, and somebody likes to play mind games. Try to use people's words against them. Well, you said you were going to do this, and you said you were going to do that, and you said you were going to do this and that. So, source is saying to you, you're moving on. Somebody is really, really materialistic and money hungry. Two energies. We're talking about eighth house and the second house. Second house, Taurus rules second house. Second house is about personal resources, money habits, possessions, values, financial security, self worth, and income. And then eighth house is Scorpio, renewal, sexuality, death, transformation, finances, inheritance, loans, the occult, mystery, intimacy, anything to stay chained to someone's money, but don't want to be connected in any way, shape, form, or fashion unless these energies can be seen as higher than someone else, if that makes any sense. Like this person is kneeling all the way down, like they're low at a low point in their lives. These three energies right here. This could be men, women, don't really matter. It's a genderless in tarot. But these three energies like to appear as that they're higher on a higher level than other people. They like to talk the talk, but they're really projecting something onto people. Like as far as we can take your money, but we really don't want to be attached to that. We don't, if you're depressed, we don't want to be attached. We don't want that in our circle. We don't want that in our social circle. We don't want that in our social group. But if you have money, then we may consider it. Here, slide the money through the door, slam. Now it's not funny, but you're ending some relationships with some energies because it's like, okay, they don't want to be they want to appear a certain way. So that's why some people are alone. Some people are not. Some people don't want to be a part of certain things. They're not on the outside of anything. They just don't want to be a part of something because it's too much taking people to court, stabbing people in the back that had your back. It's just too many lawsuits flying around about every little thing. So Source is saying, you're learning how to project. He's learning how to protect your energy, like in who you talk to, because it's a small world. This world card here is a small world, and so Libra first quarter moon is all. It symbolizes a turning point or a challenge phase in a lunar cycle, and so energy builds, tension rises between what's was set in motion and the new moon, and action needed now, right? So yeah, that's what this is. Somehow you and someone were chained to or tied to some energies. Just the whole spirit of it is, let's bait people into something. As soon as they walk through a door, let's bait them into something. Let's put them on the center stage, you know, see whose demons are going to come out, see whose jealousy is going to come out, see what people see, what information we can find out about them. Oh, they depressed. Oh, okay. We don't want to be attached to depression, but they got money? Okay. We'll attach to that. So how can we get the money? How can we stay chained to them? Because some people are feeling like they hit the jackpot. How can we stay chained to them, but not their depression or their, apathy after they pour it out, or they feel like they're, at a point of hopelessness or whatever. And thank our lucky stars that we came across another live one. you know, looking at the people are trip. But this is what I'm saying, looking at your cards here. Something, like I said, you're moving on from heartbreak. You're moving on from heartbreak. Something for you, you're just doing the mirror work. For real. You're just doing the mirror work. It's just like, let me look at myself in the mirror. I don't have any competition. What in the world? These energies, it's the same old. It's the same, it's just for this, it's the same routine. So yeah, you are deserving of all the good in your life. Nobody has any competition. Like I said in my readings, nobody. And that is why some people are alone. They know what they're dealing with. You're dealing with energies who are in secrets. The money is coming across your path. Something's coming right to your front door. So it could be a job that you're working because somebody may want to work from home. Something is coming. Somebody's going to be able to work remotely. That's what this is. Somebody's going to be able to work from home. hmm So congratulations to you, because you're learning how to go along with the flow. So, but something has inspired you to end something with three energies for good and create something for yourself, because somebody is seeing something. Somebody's like, these energies like to create something around energies who have money, but they may be battling something else. So they want to stay attached to the money, but they don't want to stay attached to the physical energy. So people always fall for the bait. They take pictures of people, record videos, all of that to stay connected to the money, you know. But that's just to end somebody, to do a destiny swap. So that's how some people are making money out here. That's how it's like money. Oh, money just walk right through the door. Oh, money just walk through the door. Ring a ling a ling. Here we have a strength card. So this is you're letting source fight your battles. This is you right here. You letting source fight your battles because you wear your heart outside your sleeve, but you letting source fight your battles. hmm So this is about appearance. This is all about outer appearance. So you're waiting on some kind of results. I do see you traveling by plane, right? I see you traveling by plane. You're going from local. Somebody's going from local to international. You and somebody are going from local to international because, again, that's what you're inspired. That's what inspires you. You know, to travel around the world. So that's what I'm seeing here. But yeah, it's three energies that you're done. You're saying, yeah, yeah. So you're looking back, like thinking to yourself, why in the world do I ever want to be somebody else? Like, why would I want a destiny swap with somebody? Why would I want somebody else's life? Somebody is never going back to that again. This is a Nine of Wands here. You're never going back to that again. So yeah, that's what this is. Somebody's like, why would you ever want to be somebody else? Why would you want somebody else's life? So let me see what else we have. So yeah, somebody is doing something independent. Like somebody is being very careful about who you partner with in business and or in love. Because as soon as um, it's like when somebody is vibrating high, looking at your cards here, when you're climbing a ladder, people are like, oh, this person, they're having an awakening, they're this and that and the other. But when you're at a low point in your life and these energies put themselves at a high point in their life, almost like they're talking down to you in a very condescending way. Source is saying, yeah, here's a strength card. So now these energies are praying for strength. Well, people are praying for their strength. So here's the King of Pentacles here. So yeah, somebody is now, I think somebody's gonna be working from home here. And then also this is Knight of Pentacles here. Yeah, you're working from home, getting paid, working from home. hmm Here's the Queen of Cups here. Yeah, just pouring into yourself, just being a lot more compassionate, and just people will be receiving the overflow of your compassion, not just you pouring from it, trying to pour from an empty cup. Is what I'm seeing here, because a lot of time, money, and all this was invested in um, two energies following the money, like wanting to be accepted, being around people who just, wanting to break people in, like wanting to, some people don't want to be. Some people have enough information already. Some people are like, Yeah, when some people were not willing to do anything just to climb a ladder. Two energies were not willing to do anything to climb a ladder. Three energies, excuse me. Some people are like, they got enough information. That's why they by themselves. So let me see this 3 of Wands here. So teamwork. That's not a team some people want to be on, where people are masking something else. This is Knight and excuse me. This is Pentacles, so 3 of Wands here. Yeah, some people are not motivated to be on that kind of a team. Where all people do is talk about, they just go along with the flow. Talk about confusion. Talk about people and stay confused. So yeah, I do see you you and someone getting on a plane, traveling, and never coming back, possibly. Yeah, something you all may have talked about before. Just looking ahead, expansion. Looking at your cards here. Yeah, because somebody's just tired of the injustices. You having all these people's back and you constantly getting stabbed in the back. So, yeah, somebody has enough information at this point. You and somebody have worked on yourself enough. You're saying, it's not even worth getting paid. It's not even, there's not enough money in certain instances. Yeah, that's what I'm seeing for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Yeah, hopefully this is helpful. Awakening. Oh my Lord, wake me from life as a spiritual sheep. May I hear you through my own instincts and common sense. Yeah, so it's like three people, well, three energies like to prey on people's mental health, and for them they think it's hit the jackpot. It's a jackpot if it's mental health and money is tied to it. Mental or physical health and money, somehow money is tied to it. So something for you, you're like, So open your vault door. Next phase of life, you're healing from the pain that they caused. Adjust your crown. He apologizes for betraying you, whoever he is, I don't know. The best is yet to come. Don't forget that rest is a form of self-care. They apologize for hurting you. Sacral chakra cleanse. It looks like it could be, this looks like there's quite a few energies here. Yep, looks like, but the curse is now broken. You've broken some kind of generational cycle chain and curse, and you're doing the mirror work from now on. Your inner child is very proud of you. So this is nice. All right, let's see what else we got. Let's get some more cards. Yeah, but that's how Source is balancing things out to protect your peace. That's what Libra is about. We're talking about a person that's a Libra. Libra rules 7th house, but we're talking about the moon in Libra. First quarter moon in Libra that you're headed to, that everybody's headed towards. That's how, and you're looking for fairies, right? So look for fairies. Yeah, somebody is paying attention to energies who almost make something like seem like it's just too good to be true. They're talking like it's just too good to be true. They're like, oh, I'm gonna take you on this trip and this vacation. I'll pay for it. Then you get let down again. Everything feels like a bait and switch. Or I can. Oh, you want to be in a relationship? Let's get in a relationship together, and I can pay half the rent. Then you realize, okay, once they get in there, they get the mail and stuff sent to them. Some kind of clause where you can't just release them, even though your name is on the lease. They somehow want to stay chained to you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Like basically, like if I gotta end something, so do you gotta end something too. So it's like you're looking for fairies. Anything that seems like it's a fairy tale, too good to be true. And it's like, okay, I'm talking to somebody that can just increase. They can increase, I feel better. I feel like I hit the jackpot. So it's like, but all the while, somebody's hiding something from you, trying to make you look like a fool, trying to hide something from you. So it can be in the physical realm. They can be hiding money from you. They could be hiding, they could be masking something else. They could be lying to you about whatever. Somebody lying, masking something, but you're ending that. Here we have shine bright. It's never a mistake to give of yourself. Some will take it for granted. Others may take advantage of it, but do not allow bad energies to overpower your light. Yep, you're not doing that. Miracles in the dark and the darkest moments. It's easy to feel lost and alone. When you stay focused on the light, you'll receive blessings beyond your wildest dreams. Yeah, it looks like it's a water sign. Water sign that does something for money. Um, the earth sign could be water, does something for money, and cause you somehow to be depressed in some way, shape, form, or fashion. But two other energies suffered because of it, because some kind of lies were told behind their back, just for people to be center of attention. Some kind of lies were told behind their back, just for people to be the center of attention. So that's what Source is saying. You know that when your back is against the wall, you know how to tap into prayer, through prayer. So that's what you've experienced. You and somebody have experienced destiny swaps. So when people feel like they push your back up against the wall, they feel like, okay, that's it for them. That's over for you and somebody else. And this is what you have in common with two other energies. You're like, nah, you know how to tap into source through prayer. You can pray by yourself. You don't need a whole prayer circle. See this circle right here? Somebody's like, I don't need a whole prayer circle. I don't even need another person. I can just go right in and pray to God wherever I am. I can go. That's what this is right here. Yeah, that's how you and somebody are. That's what you and somebody have in common. It's like, nah, meek doesn't mean weak. You can go in and pray. Somebody's like, make somebody look like a fool. Like, nah, you're going right into prayer warrior mode, right? So, yeah, you've been carrying people on your back for a long time. This right here, hope is on the horizon in the face of challenges. Remember that nothing lasts forever. Trust that the universe has good things in store for you. hmm Trust that the universe has some good thing, something in store for you. So that is what I have for you. Hopefully this has been helpful. But yeah, Source is saying, make this upcoming week a great week. Sunday, the moon is going to move into Virgo. That's where somebody says, I'm removing myself from a bunch of chaos, confusion, and drama, and I'm getting ready to meticulously start looking at self and what I need to end so I can create the life that I know that I can like really, really tap into multiple streams of income. Like I said before, you're balancing things. You and somebody are balancing some things out in terms of your money. Like somebody is really looking at some things very, very differently. But remember, the enemy is going to be the one that's always going to try to bait you into trying to compete with someone. Soon as you talk to them over the phone, that's stepping through a portal. Soon as you step in there, step through the door, the enemy is like, I know what that energy's demons are. So if you see something that you feel like somebody copied something from somewhere else and it wasn't an original, that demon may rise up in you and say, oh, they copied something from somewhere else. So it's like, but you're projecting something that you may not be fully aware of. Oh, that's how they got multiple streams of income. So it's just saying to you, don't get distracted. The enemy is the author of confusion. Yeah. So the enemy wants you to be in a state of being impulsive. That's what the other side of this justice card is, to make some kind of impulsive action to say, oh, this person copied this, they copied that, they copied this. That's how they have this and that. And that's how they balancing some things out. Not when you can talk directly to people. Not when you can talk. Don't ever assume if you have access to people directly. So it's like, that will put you in survival mode and that will continue making you look like a fool. And that's the enemy. The enemy loves making people look like a fool. Loves making people look like a fool. So get on top of something. You're at a crossroad. You're at a crossroad in life. And so it's like, keep on going. The enemy, as soon as you're at a crossroad, you feel like you're at a crossroad, here come the enemy. It's like, okay, this person's sitting there. Let me get them some information that's going to make them feel like somebody copied something from somewhere. Right? So now I'm distracted by something else. Now I'm on the phone talking to people and I'm like, oh no, they copied this from so and so. That's not original. That's how they got multiple streams of income. You just distracted, just fell for the okie doke from the devil. Just fell from the okie doke. People out here creating programs, they're creating all kinds of things to create multiple streams of income. But like I said before, you're having some kind of an awakening, that everybody who feels like their back is against the wall is not out here doing something strange for change. They're not copying everybody. They're not doing this and that. That is an assumption. Some people will spend more time looking at, oh, what do we have out here now? We got Chat GPT. They'll spend more time saying everybody copied everything from Chat GPT versus maybe somebody actually knows how to write programs themselves. So Source is trying to remove you from familiar spirits. Source is trying to get you from around familiar spirits. They only become familiar with something, but they don't have a full grasp of something, right? So when you're tapped in, when you're really, really tapped into the creator, that's where somebody's gonna learn how to be a cheerful giver to God, instead of like, okay, being around energies. It's like, oh, well, I just talked to somebody and I recorded a conversation and I was listening to them, and and I realized they copied something. That's how they got multiple streams of income. So it's just saying that same energy is doing the same thing to you constantly. They're constantly doing the same thing to you. Constantly stay on this, doing stuff behind people's back mess, all for the center of attention. No matter how far God has brought them, it's like they're going to have a tower moment. It's better for you to cut it off right then and there. Nope. I don't really know for sure if that's how. Well, let me show you. They'll spend more time saying, "Oh, somebody copied this and that," instead of somebody did something original. That's gonna be their downfall again and again and again and again and again. So that's your cue right there to say, you know what? I don't need to have another hindsight moment. I mean, if I could have, would have, should have, or hindsight is 2020 moment. Somebody's like, you know what? At that very moment, I'm walking away. This energy is still showing they have no compassion for energies, none for people who create. They always talk about somebody copying something. Everything is a competition. They like to keep people in survival mode. It's just always something. They act like a teenager. They're going to be so confused, whoever this energy is, but why you don't talk to them anymore? Because you're just disappointed. Everything with them always starts out with, somebody did something to them, but they never did something to somebody else. Somebody always misunderstood them. As far as you're concerned, you're deserving of all the good in life, in your personal and your professional life. That's what Source is trying to tell you. Somebody's about to just go it alone until you can figure out, like, okay, Source, send me the energies, not perfect, but people who are at least know that they are deserving of all the good in their lives too. Send me those people, not the ones who impulsively assume everybody's copying off of them or copying from somewhere else, but they have multiple streams of income. And even if they were, why not align, with people to find out for sure, for certain, ask the question for sure, for certain. But these are the energies that like to, so Source is saying, yeah, tower moment. That's your tower moment. You may be talking to somebody very soon who, again, good things will be going well for them in their lives, but they still make everything about them. And that's going to be your cue right there at that tower. That's going to be your good tower moment to say, I need to walk away from this energy, because people don't know for certain what people are doing. People don't know for certain what people are doing. So, yeah, that's what I see for you. And I'll see you all in the next video. All right. Bye.